I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. Representative Andy Biggs held a telephone town hall on Tuesday. Biggs was asked about border security, which he described as his number one issue. The Arizona Republican called to impeach DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas over the situation at the southern border. Border security continues to be a hot button issue between Democrats and Republicans heading into the midterms. Listen in for more.
And now we're going to go to Deborah and Chandler. Deborah and Chandler.
Hi.
Hi, Deborah. How are you?
I want to thank you. I'm great. And I want to thank you for all that you do. And my question is, I want to give, if this fall, if the Senate and if the Congress turns red and we take control, the border is number one for me and what is happening down there. What, as a group of conservative Republicans, how are you going to pull this together to kind of bring forward a change in the asylum process and make the process real so these people can't come in and claim asylum and it's really not asylum, but they're taking advantage of the residents and the system?
Yeah, Deborah, great question. So this gets back to what I think needs to happen. I think whoever our leader is, I would hope he would listen to me very carefully. And I've been building this up since last August, and that was to impeach Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, who is in charge of the border. And I think he needs to be removed as well as CBP Commissioner Chris Magnus, former Tucson chief of police down there. Commissioner Magnus, I don't think understands what's going on at the border at all, to be frank with you. And Secretary Mayorkas, his actions are deliberate. So I've been trying to build up support both in the House and in the Senate. And we have built it up so that now even leadership is talking about it. When I first introduced it, I had trouble getting people to sign on to it. I was telling them what was going on to the border, and I kept bringing more people down to the border. And as I bring them down to the border and they see what's happening, they sign on and say, yes, this is deliberate, because it has to be deliberate. And so, Deborah, what I think will happen is that impeachment will result in this administration having to change policy. The second thing that has to happen is, right now, I can't believe it, but I can't get the majority of Republicans there to go along with us to slow everything down on the Democrat side and make them understand how real the border crisis is and that they're going to have to take care of the asylum process. Because right now, their answer, by the way, Deborah, is even worse than the current situation. Their answer is to basically deputize asylum officers who will rapidly grant asylum to people. In other words, they want to get people processed quickly, who will give asylum more readily. And so instead of the 90% plus who have fraudulent asylum claims, they think it'll be down to only about 40%. So that means even more people coming in the country on a bogus asylum claim. That's what's going to happen. So that's why we have to keep fighting. Deborah, I'm with you. Number one issue. Existential issue. Question. We're in a poll question now. Last poll question is this: is Joe Biden leading America in the right direction? Is Joe Biden leading America in the right direction? If you think Joe Biden is leading us in the right direction, please press 1 for yes. If you don't think he's leading us in the right direction, please press 2 for no. If you're unsure, press 3. 1 yes, 2 no, 3 unsure. Question is Joe Biden leading us in the right direction? And now we're going to go to Ron in Chandler. Ron.
Yes, Congressman. I know you've mentioned that you have a movement going to impeach Secretary Mayorkas, which I'm 110% in favor of that. But I got to say, I mean, I know you don't have the numbers in the House right now, but as bad as this president has destroyed every article that he put his hand on the Bible and swore to, could you convert any Democrats? Why not just impeach the guy? He needs to be impeached.
Yes, Joe Biden impeachment. So I have signed on to, I can't remember whether there's three, four resolution articles based on different things that this president has done. I think this president has certainly committed impeachable acts, high crimes and misdemeanors. I look at the border and I say, okay, that's deliberate. We know it's deliberate because he campaigned on it. Number two, he came in and signed multiple executive orders that has given us the policies there. He's under court order on both Title 42 and Remain in Mexico policy. He is in contempt of both orders, in my opinion. He needs to be impeached and removed from office. I don't think you're going to get enough votes in the Senate because Senate requires 67 votes to remove from office. You asked specifically about Democrats. I know that there are several Democrats just on the border issue alone that would vote to impeach Mayorkas. I think they would probably vote on President Biden, but they are scared to death to do so for political reasons. I'm not going to mention their names because you can see them because they come out and they're very critical of the president on this issue. But they won't vote with us. They won't sign with us. And that's part of our problem in trying to bring this under control. I'm not kidding you. I was down when I'm down on the border in Texas in particular, and even in Arizona some. I have found Democrat elected officials who are done with the Democrat Party because the Democrats have destroyed their communities with this president's border policies, the lack of security. One thing that wasn't mentioned with regard to Uvalde has had something like almost 50 lockdowns during the school year. Why? Because there are high-speed chases near Robb School involving illegal aliens coming into the country. That's a real problem. And so, in my opinion, there are myriad of things that not just Secretary Mayorkas, but President Biden should be impeached for.